the stream today, everybody, and thank you so much to the Old School Game Vault, your one-stop destination for buying, selling, and trading retro video games. Whether you're sitting on a box of old cartridges you haven't touched in years, or you're hunting for that one classic title to complete your collection, this is the place to go. Selling is simple. Get a quote, send in your games, and get paid. No haggling, no endless back and forth, just a straightforward way to turn old games into cash. And if you're on the buying side, the catalogue covers everything from NES and SNES classics to Sega, Nintendo 64 and beyond, with games that are checked and ready to play. What sets the Old School Game Vault apart is the people behind it. This isn't some faceless corporation pricing things off a spreadsheet. It's a business built by people who actually know and love retro gaming, who understand the difference between a common cart and a rare find, and who treat every collection with the care it deserves. So if you've got games gathering dust in a closet or a basement, don't just let them sit there. Turn them into something useful. And if you're building out your own collection, skip the sketchy online marketplaces and shady listings. Shop somewhere that actually knows what it's selling. Head over to theoldschoolgamevault.com to get started. Browse what's in stock, get a quote for your collection, or just see what's new. Retro gaming deserves a home that treats it right, and that's exactly what this is. The Old School Game Vault. Buy, sell, trade. Your retro gaming destination. Welcome, race fans, back to Deviant Racing. My name is Webbo for a very special race today, brought to you by the Old School Game Vault, as you no doubt will have noticed in the intro. This is how our championship is looking so far after the first 3 rounds of just the 6th round of championship. I think that means we're not dropping scores overall, so we will see. As team, we've got Glovas on the left of your screen there. Glovas leading the championship by 5 points from Switcheroo or TX, as we see him here. We've got Zen in P3, not far behind, although it looks like he's actually ahead on points. We've got Preston in 4th, Izzy in 5th, Komakopa, followed by Junkai, K Morris, Chaotica, Dollars or Astonishing, and Aussie. Below the relegation potential line was Floody, Cookies, and Vic. And in the Teams Championship, Team Crayola lead, having just taken the lead after round 3 ahead of Team Texas, ahead of the Pod Racers and Maple Star Racing, the ODs, the original Deviants, with Space Cowboys, and Team Anabolic Naturals. Great to have you all here. It is Father's Day, I think internationally, bizarrely, and a huge thank you to Roy Mustang for the gift there straight away as well, for a well-wishing to Team Crayola, and also for the World Cup win for the Netherlands. I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping up with World Cup events. Motorsport fills my mind and time for the most part. So that is good to hear that you're happy about that. A big thank you for that super chat, as it were. Hi to Royce Mustang himself and Kuros Kai and Larry, as well as Jim. Did Larry show? Larry didn't show, sorry, but it's Jim here as well. Happy Father's Day if you're a dad. To your dad, to my dad, though he doesn't tend to watch, but if he happens to happen upon this. And we're about to get qualifying. We are in Le Mans for today's race. I'll just get you some cars going, safety car, sadly. So qualifying has begun. Drivers will get 2 laps after their outlap. Of course, the outlap's going to take some time here at Le Mans, but we will go racing very, very soon. Here is Zen in the Maple Star team. Unchanged liveries from last round, and that is the setting evening sun for the drivers to tackle here. Safety car lap is going to take about 7.5 minutes, indeed. So yeah, we will be taking a very long and relaxed look at our liveries today, because the safety car looks like... So we haven't decided, Kuros Kai, that we'll be going for any kind of delayed safety car. Is that right? Any kind of shortened safety car period? Is that right? And a big thank you, Siam. Appreciate that. That's very kind of you. So good to hear from you as well, as always. We get some great, some really great loyalty here on the channel. Big thank you to you all for tuning in time and time again. Trying to get a good picture of these liveries in motion here. This one is looking fantastic, the Crayola. That'll be a good shot. Nice. Okay, I'm going to stop messing around with that now, and we're going to have a good view of qualifying. Zen is the first driver on track. Here he is. So let's join him on board as he heads down towards the Mulsanne turn, out here at Le Mans. In the shadows of these are the country roads. The final part of the circuit forms about half of the Bugatti circuit, which is a permanent racetrack. But obviously, for the most part, this Le Mans circuit is an occasional use country roads. And we understand that Komakopa grew up just around the corner from the track. His uncle is a safety car driver, or was the safety car driver for Le Mans. And we've actually, I think in GTD we're likely to have a special Le Mans safety car driver race suit with Komakopa's uncle's face on the helmet, which is fantastic. There is Zen just getting ready to head down towards the S's Dindapolis and into Arnage. Komakopa gone for the yellow and black stripes. He has customized it with a little Webocomms sticker on the back there. So big thank you for that extra little addition, which is awesome. I'm not quite sure why TX has got bump me on the back of his car right now in the Renault with the Mexican flag. Obviously, he's supporting Mexico in the World Cup right now, hoping for, I think that would be Mexico's first World Cup win, but I'm not a football person at all. Now, Floody has gone full Pride Month. I can't decide whether that is with a touch of irony or is definitely celebrating Pride. You'll have to let me know then, as we're just finishing out the outlap here for Zen. We'll join him on board as he heads through the final two chicanes. This is, of course, the Raccordement chicane. Coming out of that and starting the new flying lap past that glorious grandstand and podium celebration underneath the Rolex and Michelin advertising structures, and in straight away towards that Dunlop turn. Through the chicane we go, up and over the crest. Very low grip, despite being part of the permanent racetrack, which turns right just there. Now we're going in towards the temporary part of the circuit, into Descente de la Chapelle and the S's. Next up, we've got the all-important Tertre Rouge turn. Very important to get your braking absolutely perfect and your throttle application as early as possible as you fire out of Tertre Rouge, because you aren't going to hit the brakes for the better part of a kilometre as you continue. We've got nobody behind Zen on the circuit as we continue then in the Ferrari. This the 458 Italia, down into the first chicane, or the Premier Ralentisseur. Komakopa will correct my pronunciations, and back out onto the Mulsanne straight. Be fun if we did have no chicanes here, I think, for a little while anyway. I think it might get boring after a while, but we power down the main straightaway now before hitting the second chicane and past this is the Onandier, before heading in towards that chicane. It's a left, right, left, rather than the first chicane, which is a right, left, right. And once again, back on the throttle, back on the loud pedal, and continuing through. Remember, the drivers only with 2 chances to qualify maximum today. Depending on the overage, they may, if they're at the back of the train, they may end up too delayed to actually set their final lap. Kuroskai saying apparently it'll be a battle between the Repellion and the Empire today. Absolutely. Down through the gears, through the Mulsanne corner, And then another long straightaway. Obviously, this first 3 sectors of the racetrack, or I should say second and third sectors of the racetrack, are all about power and low drag. But then you pay for it in these small kinks before heading into Indianapolis, which I expect to see a lift off coming here, and then straight on the brakes. Nice little bit of banking that helps the car round if you've got your braking stable enough into Indianapolis. Next we go into our Nage corner, slowest on the circuit. Try and stay within those yellow and blue curbs if possible. There isn't the option, as there is in track racing at Le Mans, to take the roundabout on the left-hand side if you go around there. I know there's not many roundabouts in the US, so might be an interesting experience. Into the Porsche curves now. Couple gears down. You can hear the tyres complaining already. And it's a right and then 2 lefts and then a right left into the S2 karting near the karting centre, or karting track I should say, and then past the Maison Blanche, which is up ahead of us, the White House. And then down in towards that Ford chicane. There's a pit lane entry on your right. One of the few pit lane entries here at GT7 you really need to take care of. And then over the Raccourement chicane and out. And that is a lap of Le Mans. How is Zen doing? 402.372. Next on track will be Izzy. With a little bit of a crossed up moment there coming on out of the final chicane. That's a 403.1. Copa with that local knowledge. His favourite track, I believe. Low down engine note, gets a 402.4. Next up will be John Kai. He goes fastest, followed by Glovas. How long is left on the clock? 1.5 minutes. Well, that may not even be time for another lap, let alone anything else. Let's go down and see TX coming through. This is on board with TX, goes 7th. A poor lap by his high standards. Flooding into 7th now. Aussie about to cross the line behind of K. Morris and Preston. Aussie has not set a time on that lap. So we'll see about the overage on the qualifying time. Track officials will let them continue, but will the time allowance allow them to carry on? Preston looking like he's actually starting his only lap right now. Saito's in the pit lane. Junkai was fastest for that first run, so we'll see with just 45 seconds to go in the official qualifying session. It's not going to be very easy for our drivers here. So down into the first chicane we go. Keep an eye on that time above the driver's eye view, and that's a purple sector by 1/10 of a second only so far. Hard and hot on the power we go underneath the trees. Setting sun. I must remember to change the the temporary exposure levels here, because we'll probably get towards very low light conditions. We have fully random weather as well, although it's a hot summer's day in northern France right now. We actually have a mix of tyres on the car, on the cars. This is another very, very slight improvement still from John Kai, pole sitter so far. He's on the soft tyres. Zen went for the mediums, or has swapped onto the mediums in the pits, excuse me. Glovas has stayed out. Where is Glovas? He's on the softs as well. I think Zen and Karmakopa deciding that they were not going to get any quicker than they managed. John Kai further extending by just a few hundredths of a second as he heads on this lap at the moment anyway. We'll find out between Indianapolis and Arnage if he's been able to further improve. That will certainly be his hope here as we run on. This is the approach. I think that might be the master kink in towards then the really tough right-hander here that takes you. He's actually gone full throttle, very confident on his braking performance into Indianapolis. Really good carrying speed through there. He's dropped the tiniest margin of time on the way through, though. Needs to make it up in the Porsche curves to see, well, the first two of the Porsche curves anyway, and we'll see if he can make up any time here. John Kai, no setting change in between the laps, of course. It's just 2 consecutive laps. We're up in towards the 12th minute, getting into now, just causing us to run a little bit late, so my apologies to follow-on streams. Maybe a little bit late on the go. There's a much better run then from John Kai. I think he's going to extend his lead by the look of things. Needs to get through the S karting well. The car definitely complaining. You can hear the tyres just screeching across as they scrub across the racing circuit. Down in towards the Ford chicane we go. Pit lane entry on your right. Turn to the left. You can ride these curbs really, really confidently, with the exception of that big fat red sausage on the inside of the final part of the Raccormont chicane. Out we go for John Kai. It's faster by 0.06 of a second only out there. What about Glovas? He's slower. We'll ride with Chaotica, who's not going anywhere. So K Morris with a shot here to move forward. He's 2.5 seconds off pole. It's just the length of the racetrack. That can't count, can it? Surely that's a penalty on the right-hand side of the car through the left-hander. Yes, it is. K Morris will cross the line. Unfortunately, no improvement from him. Neither from Aussie. TX. Here comes Preston, though. P11 for Preston. Runs out of the final corner. Saito, the only other car. Preston goes to 7th, with the only driver apart from John Kai to improve. But it is a pole position for John Kai in the ODs, the original Deviants, team number 85, who takes pole. A 4-minute 1.881. Will we perhaps see a sub 4-minute lap in a GT3 machine? I think we will later today, once the fuel has burnt off. Just checking in with the driver chat room and everything, just making sure that we're a-okay here. So yes, we'll be going apparently straight into the next race as soon as we possibly can. So my thanks to Mercury for informing everybody. We're trying to keep my schedule today because I've got 3 races back to back, as it so often is the case. This is John Kai then with the pole ahead of Zen and Komakopa for this Le Mans race. Qualifying dragging on then into minute number 15. We really need to quit out here, folks. Because we are waiting. While we do that, I'm just going to head out here, make sure I do what I need to do for this, and a quick word from our sponsors today. The stream today, everybody, and thank you so much to the Old School Game Vault, your one-stop destination for buying, selling, and trading retro video games. Whether you're sitting on a box of old cartridges you haven't touched in years, or you're hunting for that one classic title to complete your collection, this is the place to go. Selling is simple. Get a quote, send in your games, and get paid. No haggling, no endless back and forth, just a straightforward way to turn old games into cash. And if you're on the buying side, the catalogue covers everything from NES and SNES classics to Sega, Nintendo 64 and beyond, with games that are checked and ready to play. What sets the Old School Game Vault apart is the people behind it. This isn't some faceless corporation pricing things off a spreadsheet. It's a business built by people who actually know and love retro gaming, who understand the difference between a common cart and a rare find, and who treat every collection with the care it deserves. So if you've got games gathering dust in a closet or a basement, don't just let them sit there. Turn them into something useful. And if you're building out your own collection, skip the sketchy online marketplaces and shady listings. Shop somewhere that actually knows what it's selling. Head over to theoldschoolgamevault.com to get started. Browse what's in stock, get a quote for your collection, or just see what's new. Retro gaming deserves a home that treats it right, and that's exactly what this is. The Old School Game Vault. Buy, sell, trade. Your retro gaming destination. Well, here are your qualifying results. We go in just about a minute's time. Well, in fact, I think we're almost there. So it's Junkai and Zen on the front row ahead of Komakopa and Glovas, with Izzy and Chaotica and Preston and K Morris filling out the rest of the top 8. On row 5 is Floody and Aussie, and TX starts in 11th with R Saito there in P12 to start the round. I've managed to put everything together. Hopefully we have got what we need for today's 1 hour race around the glorious Le Mans circuit, the round 4 of the championship. With Junkai and Zen on the front row. Look out for Komakopa in the Lexus behind. It's 5 lights on before we get ready to race. And it's dropped the clutch, and it's go, go, go. Immediately, everybody away fairly equally, and I hope they're all going to be really careful on the way into these first few corners. The tyres will be cold and troublesome. I can see Komakopa on the hard tyres away here, tiptoeing around these first corners as we run on, and it's fantastic to see everybody filtering through nice and safely. One car off, and that looks to be, is it Preston? It is Preston who's had a problem there, and as we have a second look at how that went down, Preston tries to turn in here. It's just the 2-into-1 situation, fresh on the race, unfortunately for him. So as we get going, Saito taking his time there to make sure everybody is safe and well on the run through here. As we head down, then it is Zen ahead of Glovas, and now Junkai taking pole down into P3. Medium tyres for Junkai. Hard tyre Glovas has got himself ahead of Junkai there. And now a little bump draft going on. We can tell we're full of American racers here, because it's great to see we've got some proper old school bump drafting into the first of the 2 major chicanes here on the Mulsanne Straight. Zen ahead of Glovas and Junkai. Izzy in 4th and Komakopa in P5. Izzy also doing really well here in the Pod Racers team on the hard tyres. Great start from him. It's not one to write home about from Komakopa before going to see TX in P7, K Morris in 8th, Floody in the prideful BMW in P9, with Preston recovering to 10th already. Aussie must have had a problem through that first chicane as we continue on. The safety car getting ready, of course. I haven't had a safety car wrapped there. Oh, my apologies, folks, with the commercials. I need to press pause on those when we go. The replay doesn't have those in, so do let me know. I must remember to do that at the start of the race, so my apologies. Zen in at the lead ahead of Glovas, Junkai and Izzy, but Junkai continues to hound Glovas here into the right-hander on the approach into Mulsanne. Corner, and the evening sun glinting off these beautiful GT3 designs, which we will take a very nice leisurely look at later on in today's race, of course, for the safety car period. Remind me, folks, what the safety car situation is today. Is it unannounced today? I forget, because I haven't had indication of when that will be. Junkai, I know we've got a round or 2 that is an unannounced safety car today. Junkai in P3. And we've got a couple of rounds this season where there's no safety car, but today is not one of those. Heading into Indianapolis turn we go, and it is then ahead of Glovas and Junkai, the top 3. Completely random. There you go. Only the driver knows. There's a chance there isn't one, right? Is that because the driver might forget or fall asleep? Chaotica in P6. We've got TX in 7th and K Morris in 8th. Let's join one of our races in a long run here. This is the view back from the 85, who had pole position. Medium tyres for Junkai. So the drivers can't make a decision on tyre strategy prior to the race. We will get a big mix-up then. It's a roll of the dice as to when you choose. The Lexus looking really strong through these Porsche curves here. Not an easy pass situation there for Junkai, unfortunately, as they go past the karting circuit, the Estor karting, and approaching the Maison Blanche down towards the Ford chicane. So we've got 4 times speed multiplier on this 1 hour race, so we'll go well into sunset, I would imagine. It's for some beautiful atmospheric surroundings here at Le Mans. Little small penalty on the car for TX. as he's inviting drivers to punt him. Bump draft, I think, is what he's looking for there, with Aussie losing time, some 8 seconds back here. The front 9 are relatively close together, but Aussie, Preston have had their problems getting away. Saito headed in towards the pit lane there in the GTR, liveried. It looks very German for a French race. Zen starting to stretch away as Globas has his hands full with Junkai, making life very stressful for Globas at this stage. The Lexus should be very, very strong in the top speed. But the drivers will have obviously had to make a compromise on their setups. Let's join on the hood of Junkai's Lexus RCF. Just notice a nice little Webo sticker on the right hand side there as we look at it. This is the slipstream in action from Junkai. He'll be keen, I think, to make sure that Zen doesn't get too far away here. You can make good strategic use of the bump draft, as it looks like Izzy in the Jaguar not letting the drivers get away either. The top 3. Junkai having to just lift off so he doesn't crash into the Chevy in front of Globas. But as they go to hunt down Zen, typically the bump draft will help the driver in front to shoot forward. No, we're not going for it. In fact, we're going to go for a full-on pass to the left there from Junkai. Very neatly done. Globas not fighting it too hard. It's a long race. Much left to go in the race, of course. 54 minutes to go. So there's no point pushing too hard here. Komakopa in 5th. Chaotica in the Lamborghini. In the Empire. I'm not quite sure why Team Lamborghini are running Star Trek inspired liveries, just to confuse your commentator, I think, here. But hard on the brakes. It's not even like it's May 4th right now either. And there you see the new order, very brightly coloured cars today, which is fantastic to see here. The brightest of all of them, the prideful Pride Month Floody Special in the BMW M6, followed by K Morris. No shortage of colours being used there. Aussie in 10th, Preston in 11th position as the drivers continue to try and chase down Zen, who's on those medium tyres early doors. Of course, you want to make sure that you leave a little bit of wiggle room there on the tyre strategy. Izzy almost crashing into the back of Globas, had to take slight avoiding action on his way through. I'll try and get you a replay of the start. I won't get a huge amount of the start replayed if I do. So it's Zen, followed by Junkai, and then Globas as the drivers file past our stationary camera position here. They really did go all out, GT7, in the design of some of these historic motorsport racetracks. This is Floody taking on TX in the Mexican liveried Renault RS04. And he gets by then on the run in towards the Porsche curves. And the S karting coming up next. Close-up view of the Tech Pro barrier on the exit there. So another good overtake completed. Komakopa still on the hard tyres, local lad in P5. Trying to make sure that he builds to a positive finish here. Otherwise, I think his uncle won't talk to him until he produces the goods at Le Mans once again. Zen with a new fastest lap of 4:04.503. Globas running in P3 has let Junkai get away significantly on that lap. I don't know if there was maybe a penalty paid there from Junkai out of Arnage past the Courbe du Buisson and approaching the Porsche curves. That's where we get the penalties paying off, being paid for. As they come through. There's Globas in P3 then, 4.8 seconds away from the leader Zen, and 3.2 from Junkai. Izzy in P4, and we've got Komakopa running. Komakopa and Izzy both in the VR helmet. That sense of motion is similar to this camera in the VR helmet. You get a nice little bit of head movement here, and Komakopa's got a good run out of Turret Rouge in his Lexus comparatively with the Jaguar. flying by. Typical Le Mans straightaway pass here for Komakopa, up to P4 now. Possibly his tyres starting to come in, or he's treated them more gently than Izzy has. They're both on the hard tyres, but I would have thought they're starting to improve now, get up to temperature at very least. This is the view from Izzy's sort of passenger seat, and he's wearing the X-Wing Rebellion pilot race suit. Chosen a theme this racing season, of course, the pod racers for some that's got absolute huge amount of potential. They're sticking with each Star Wars episode, feature film episode number. So this is from A New Hope, and the X-Wing design. We'll have a look at that closely in the safety car period, if we get one. Actually, Kuros, Kuros or Saito, if you're watching, and there won't be a safety car period, you need to let me know. Because the drivers aren't listening to me, but I do need to know, because I want to showcase all these beautiful new liveries, and I won't be able to if there isn't a safety car. We'll keep an eye out, though. In fact, no, safety car is waiting in the pit lane. Here he is, waiting in that top left corner of the track map. Zen leads by 0.7 of a second. Roy Mustang says they cannot say it. Well, Saito will be able to know whether he's going out or not, won't he? But no one's listening to me commentate, surely. There, at least you could just drop me a note somewhere, and I'll know what I'm doing. Junkai is flying right now, 1.1 seconds faster than anyone. Well, certainly than he's been before, which makes it the fastest time so far through this section of the racetrack between Indianapolis and Arnage. Oh, we've got a big moment in the background. That's Globus round, I think. Let's have a look. Where is he? Globus on the way into Arnage. Looked like it was coming out of Arnage. There was a problem. Yeah, just a little bit of overspeed. Oh, he's hit the barrier and spun around. Thankfully, he will have ghosted there, but it's a 3-point turn situation for Globus, getting back underway, and that is P9 now for Globus, who was in 3rd place earlier on. Back to the battle at the lead of the race here, flying out of the S-Dog karting through the Maison Rouge section here and down in towards the Ford chicane. Exactly. Roy says with late safety car or no safety car, the strategy changes a lot. So the drivers have put the hard tyres at the start of the race are helping here, I'm sure. Junkai with a new fastest lap straight after Zen went for a new fastest lap. Junkai a 4:03.3. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Sully, for that one. I appreciate it. We will get an announcement on race chat if the safety car is coming out, but if not, then we will hopefully have some large gaps to probably enjoy the liveries up close towards the end of the race. Anyway, there is TX followed by Floody and K Morris in the Crayola Chevy. This is Floody. This is K Morris on board with the I guess graffiti style Crayola, and for different types of brightly coloured artwork theme this season. My favourite has to be this sort of dot matrix so far, but we'll have a close look at this graffiti. I do think it looks really cool. Preston at the very back right now, 34 seconds off the lead, as Zen continues to lead for the Maple Stars. I think he'll pick up a penalty, Zen, for that first part of the chicane. We shall see. No, it looks like he's avoided it. Fuel looks okay so far. Thanks, Larry. You've missed 14 minutes of racing action. Of course, happy Father's Day, Larry. And we will get ourselves organised. See him just greeting Larry in with affection, as always. It is Junkai then sticking with Zen here. Both drivers on the medium tyres, getting away here from Komakopa, who is the lead hard tyre runner, Chaotica, has followed Comacopa through past Izzy. I think that was the Izzy penalty. So hard tyres for P3, 4, 5 and 6. As everybody else know, Floody went for the mediums. Floody this is him on board with Floody. Bit of a gap behind 1.5 seconds, but we're following the Renault RS04 of TX. Cautious into the Mulsanne turn. The end of the Mulsanne straight away, and the southernmost tip of the racetrack in towards the setting sun. And we can't quite capitalise on that particular moment on the way through. This is K Morris in P8. Jim and Larry and see him having some fun as always. Good to have you guys here. No iRacing to be had today, Larry. There's no Father's Day 900-mile race or anything you can take part in. With a brand new car to rent. Here's those Porsche curves. Can't walk at the moment, says Larry. Yeah. Well wishes to you, of course. Meant to catch up with you this week. I apologise for not doing that. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Indeed, didn't send flowers, no. I'll tell you what, John Kai is putting the pressure on Zen. He's just gone off onto the grass slightly there on the exit. Zen starting to look like those tyres are not quite delivering what he's in need of in the 458. Very helpful of Zen to put his name on the windshield sticker. Love to see that. Not something that lots of drivers can do. In fact, John Kai has gone for no sun strip on the at the top of the windshield, which is kind of unusual, but it gives you a good look at the roll cage inside. Through into Dunlop we go. Chaotica, there's Comacopa into the pit lane off the hard tyres, taking a bit of a chance here. Comacopa, he's gone what is that, some 16 and a half minutes into the race, taking a first pit stop. No damage on the car either from Comacopa. This is a very odd decision, but I think he's looking to fuel up for the largest part of the race. This is I think that's supposed to be red 5 for Preston on the race number on the side of the car. It's Comacopa in the pit lane, and Saito continuing to hold on. We haven't had a big multi-car pile-up, and maybe that's what Saito is waiting for, I wonder, as we go on board here with John Kai. Will we be going for an overtake? I think we might well do. This is a good slipstream run. It's late pull past the car. Got that outside line on the way into the corner. Side by side, cooperative racing from both of them. Zen focusing on his exit. We'll check in to see if Zen makes the pass in a moment. This is how it looked from the chase cam. It was close on the run into the chicane, and you can see that John Kai had a difficulty getting through neatly. This is back with the two of them. The stealth fighter, it's just a steel livery, but it does make me think of a stealth fighter in its sort of matte grey rivets kind of touch there for the American side of the of the Maple Stars. And I was reliably informed via the comment section that the Canadian side of things was it was maple syrup dripping off the roof. We'll look at that in a few moments time. But Zen trying to keep John Kai honest here, trying to prevent him from getting away too easily. But they will have to cooperate. John Kai will have been gaining speed and reducing his fuel usage by running behind Zen for quite a while. He has though used more fuel than Zen at this point. Zen is flashing the lights as they crest over out of Mulsanne past the golf course and head down towards Indianapolis. We go. Right, so Sully said Saito rolled a random minute to come out. Right, got you. Okay, thank you. That's very interesting, and it could go past the 60th minute, which is why we might not see it. So waiting to hear anything from Saito when it comes to safety car appearance. Junkai ahead by just under 0.4 of a second only from the number 83 Zen. Here, Chaotica a little bit further back, some almost 9 seconds back to P3. Izzy is in 4th again, repassing TX. We've got Floody in 6th, K Morris in 7th. Glovas, after having a problem coming out of that very corner, in 8th place, followed by Aussie and Preston. Now Komakopa having filled the tank, put the medium tyres on, hoping for a favourable run from our safety car, or lack of safety car today. 1/3 distance has now passed of the hour, and the 2 leaders pit off the medium tyre, and that will help Chaotica, although he's used the hard tyres, but he has used up all of his fuel. So I imagine most drivers will be in now, with the exception of Komakopa. We'll see if Komakopa has been able to get to a point where he can undercut, being on brand new tyres. Floody in, followed by Glovas. Keeping an eye on our drivers heading in towards pit road here, because you can hit the barriers quite hard. I've seen once a driver come on into the pit lane so fast and hard, and that was quite a big example from Aussie, that they've actually teleported through the pit wall and back onto the main straightaway, so on the main start-finish straight. So this is Preston on his way, not into the pit lane. He's obviously already been in, given his fuel usage, unless he's turned the engine down. We can't really tell. I'll maybe check in with him at full speed against, say, his teammate Izzy, and we'll see if he is running a bit long here. He takes the lead of the race to Preston. For a moment, no, he is going to hold on to the lead of the race on those hard tyres. But he's going deep into this race, so he may well have turned the engine right down. Komakopa is back to 4th place, making that earlier pit stop. That's where he left the race, but he has extended his gap to Chaotica, I believe. So Komakopa still behind Junkai and Zen, still the lead driver who started on the hard tyre. Both Junkai and Zen have switched onto the hard tyre off the medium now, and have emerged from the pit lane with full tanks of fuel. The Région Pays de la Loire, I'm trying to get that right, advertised there on the way out. This is Zen. Are we bump drafting? I think we are. The 83 we're on board with, behind the 85 of Zen. Yeah, we're not going to attempt an overtake at this stage. I think Zen will hear that from the universe and go for it. Once I've said it. Into the first chicane we go. Always difficult to find track limits around here, unless you've learnt every inch of the racetrack. We've got Preston leading as the sun continues to set. We will maybe even into dark conditions by the time we close out today. There is the North American severed steel livery for Zen. Both drivers passing Preston, who it looks is absolutely certainly there running a slower engine mode to elongate his fuel. Maybe trying to get through. I see K2 Mars joined. I was getting a little bit nervous there. Headlights on the Lexus. I think that was a deliberate switch on from Junkai, because the other drivers' headlights have not come on. Well, there you go. They are all coming on now on the run down. So Preston, 159 as he headed in towards Mulsanne. Here is the sister Jaguar in the pod races. Yeah, he is up to about 161 on the miles an hour. So definitely knocked the fuel usage back one mix there, I think. Trying to one stop, possibly. Will the safety car allow him that option though? Beautiful sunset under the Toyota Gazoo Racing banner as we head due west and then down into Indianapolis, taking the left-hand banked turn. before heading towards Arnage. Here comes Zen to the inside into Arnage. Wasn't confident enough that he was sufficiently by. Decided to run parallel with Jonkai. And we'll see if that transpires into a full-on overtake, but they're separated by mere thousandths of a second. Jonkai with the top speed of that Lexus speeding by. Looks like Preston using the slipstream now. He may have turned the engine up as he's decided he's got less than a lap of fuel left in the car. Let's wait and see here for Preston. Suddenly he's going a bit quicker than he was in the Jag. Golf clubs in the trunk, absolutely mandatory. Or I should say mandatory, shouldn't I? Through the S karting and past the Maison Blanche. Wait for Preston here. I think he's got fewer than one lap left in the car. He has. In we go for Preston for the last of our pit stops. That was just being passed by the very first driver who pitted. That was Komakopa, who's still only 1.9 seconds away from the leader of the race. Komakopa might be working his way into victory contention here, bit by bit. Patience looks to be the name of the game today, and trusting to luck when it comes to your strategy and the safety car. Izzy has got Chaotica 5.6 seconds in front of him. He's got TX less than a second behind of him as we head into Dunlop. I'm not sure if it's still called Dunlop because I think the tyre bridge that's on the screen right now has now changed its ownership. So they may have changed the corner name as well. But obviously it's a Michelin heavy racetrack as well. So it looks like Le Mans will take on all sponsors that they can get. Here is the yellow headlit Pride Edition BMW M6 of Floody. And just on cue, unfortunately, Floody hits the curb and off into the gravel. Let's have another check of that one. Just keep an eye on those positions of the tyres. Just a touch of the grass. First on the right, then on the left, and heading backwards into the gravel for a unique view of the racetrack there from Floody. Unfortunately, he drops down to 10th. Preston, the only car behind of him. He's still on his outlap naturally, refueled with a full tank on the medium tyres. Let's see if he is actually trying to get all the way home here on this this tank of fuel. Still, it's Jonkai leading Zen. Zen picks up a 1 second penalty, and that's big because he's only got a 1.6 seconds between himself and Komakopa behind. This will allow Jonkai to get ahead, probably ahead of Zen, or certainly Jonkai will start to put a gap on. You can see the beautiful crested straightaway down into the Mulsanne corner at the end of the Mulsanne straight. Zen makes the overtake despite having the penalty on the car, but after Arnage that will be paid and he'll drop backwards again. But he's doing everything he can here to try and defend from that penalty. Side by side, all he had to do was get to the apex safely, and he had the position. So a great overtake. Jonkai's come straight back though with his exit out of Mulsanne. Just a much smoother route around the approach to Indianapolis we go. Now they're really fighting, these two, and Komakopa is going to have gained a second on P2 through the course of one sector, thanks to this this bickering and squabbling that the two drivers are doing. Watch for Zen to now suddenly slow down. There he goes, and that allows both Lexi to take the lead for the first time. A 1-2 for the ODs, the original deviants here, as they continue. Very cool to see these two drivers up the front. Hard tyres on Jonkai. Komakopa wearing the mediums right now. Might be using a third set of tyres, possibly the softs at the end of the race, depending of course on any safety car intervention. Should be getting to a point shortly when their fuel loads, where the pit stop window to the end of the race will be open. We're just approaching half distance here as the sun continues to drop behind the horizon and the trees lining our forest section of the racetrack. There is Chaotica in the Lamborghini for the Space Cowboys. He's gone for a full Empire, Imperial and Darth Vader style TIE Fighter decorated livery for his Space Cowboys. And then we have the Mexican flag draped Renault RS04 for TX. Beautiful sunset behind the drivers as they head out of lap 7 and start lap 8. We've got Izzy in the 182 here in that X-Wing design, followed by Glovas in P7, who has overall dropped 19 seconds from the leader of the race, John Kai. He was only a couple seconds away from him earlier on. K Morris, Internet holding on for now, at least, and not looking too shabby at all for K Morris there. He's got Glovas on his banner, but it's not Glovas on board. He's just borrowed the same livery, and they haven't changed the sticker on his windshield banner across there. 1 second penalty to pay for K Morris. This is Floody in 9th. Aussie catching him. Floody has the hard tyres on. So does Aussie. Aussie has a half-second penalty to pay this time, though. As Aussie trying to follow that BMW, shadow him, make use of the slipstream, try and pay off that half-second penalty still to come. Preston in 11th, 52.5 seconds away from the lead. As we've got Saito still waiting in the pit lane then. We've got John Kai leading the race. Now the one problem I've got is if the safety car dice roll came out at minute 59 and he has to let the field by before he comes out, doesn't that mean we end the race under a safety car? Is that a good thing? John Kai leads by just under 0.2 of a second from teammate Komakopa. Roy Mustang saying we could, but that's what happens, right? So such is life. Here is Komakopa then. Needs to get by, I think, here, or at least bump draft each other, because Komakopa is lighter on fuel. Needs to make use of these medium tyres and light fuel while he can. But it would serve both of them well, I think, to bump draft these long straightaways, because both cars, of course, go faster. You're essentially suffering the drag of just over one car's aerodynamics and having two engines pushing two lots of racing weight. So we'll see if they swap over or now bump draft now that Komakopa is leading the race. That was a pass for position. Very, very friendly allowance there from John Kai. He'll be happy at this stage knowing that the tyre strategy that Komakopa is using. Heading in towards the Porsche curves. Big clue of which curves are coming up with the banner across the circuit. And there you can see another tyre manufacturer, Goodyear, on the side of the circuit, which is brilliant. Reminds me of a comment I once saw about comparing contemporary with 1990s Formula One, and they said, I remember fondly the time when tyre degradation didn't dominate the story of a Formula One race. Those were the good years. Izzy in 5th. We've got TX Speedstars in 6th position. Is TX wearing that strange helmet design here that we were talking about? I don't think that is supposed to be Komakopa's uncle. I think that was supposed to be I think probably the GTD safety car driver's position and race suit design that he's going to go for. Whether Komakopa is actually driving the safety car for our race or not, or he's managed to shoehorn his uncle into doing it for us, that's definitely a goal, Komakopa. If it's not happening now, that'd be so cool if your uncle came to drive the safety car for us at a Le Mans race. at some point. Floody in P9, and I think for that race we'll allow your uncle to drive at full safety car pace, not be restricted to 70 miles an hour. Izzy's in 10th, Preston in the pit lane. So that one-stop plan I was talking about is not happening. He's had a short run on the medium tyres and he's in without damage for a change of tyre now, at least. Medium and hard tyres are the required tyre types. Preston was not fuel limited at that point. And here come the Lexi of the ODs of Komakopa and Junkai here. Komakopa getting away from his teammate, not really utilising the bump draft or helping his teammate along particularly, although I think still be within the slipstream there. 161. Yes, he is slightly faster down this straightaway in towards the second chicane, the left, right, left. Past the Unondier portion of the racetrack. Here we go. This little turn, the Courbe des Unondiers, excuse me, before heading towards the Virage de Mulsanne, the end of the Mulsanne straight. Still 0.8 of a second behind, separate the two leaders. Not really challenging each other right now. But the track temperatures will be dropping as well. Might lend the drivers toward using the softest compound available to them for the final stint, should we get safety car coming out. Is there aero tuning in Deviant? I believe so, dummy, but you'll have to ask the question of probably, I would say, ask that of Kuroskai. He'll know the answer to the question, who's watching the race live today. Welcome, dummy, by the way. Good to have you. It'd be good to see you on this racetrack, on this grid as well, dummy. If you ever fancied it, the link to join Deviant Racing Discord channel is in the description of today's video, as always. Izzy fighting here with TX. This is an X-Wing fighter against a Mexican World Cup celebration livery. You don't often see something like that. But yeah, good to see. So yeah, aero tuning allowed, says Sully. Thank you very much, Sully. My apologies, you were probably the better person to ask there, Sully. I love the exhaust output hexagonal design on the back of this X-Wing fighter. BB on board, it says on the back as well. Oh, great details in the Jaguar from Izzy. In the that's what I call pod racing team, or the pod racers as for short. Celebrating episode 4 as Globas does his best to ruin his livery before we can get a good look at it. I'm going to have to look at these liveries soon, I think, because the setting sun is going to be a problem. Komakopa comes in with 8 litres remaining on the car. Yellow headlights look beautiful, says Ghost, and that's on the M6 of Floody. Am I right? Here he is. Ghost Stroke does love an M6. And here is Floody flying by, whispering past in the very quiet BMW. But as I say, I can't make up my mind. You'll have to let me know here, folks, who know Floody better than I do, whether whether he is genuinely celebrating pride or he is doing this with a touch of irony. You have to let me know on that one. Aussie comes by in P10, Preston in 11th. Let's have a look then at well, we've seen the Junkai livery quite a bit, and the Zen livery hasn't really changed this time out, but it's just supposed to be steel is the theme for the Maple Stars combination, of course, of American and Canadian drivers. Behind we've got the Space Cowboys celebrating the dark side here. They've been using different sci-fi spaceships designs, but they've gone for a full-on Darth Vader approach here in the Lamborghini. It's the car that probably most suits Darth Vader. I'd like to see the hood and headlight designs shaped for Darth Vader, actually. I think that would be pretty awesome. With 21 minutes to go in the race, here is the Mexican World Cup Azteca Comunidad on the TX Renault RS04 livery. Mexico, Canada, USA for the host countries, of course. And there's a little bump draft request. I can't make out what's on the top of the roof. I can never see the roofs of these GT3 cars, unfortunately. But there we have it. The Renault RS04 of TX's entry. Only 14 seconds away from the lead after 40 minutes of full-on racing. And you also like the Jag, do you? Yes, indeed, of Izzy with the yellow headlights here. Does look good. Glovas in the Chevy. We'll try and get a good look at that when it's passing the start-finish area, because that's the best lit section of the track. Komakopa pitted, has come back out on a second set of mediums, started on the hard tyres, come out with enough fuel to see him home. Whether he elects to stick with that strategy, should we have a safety car in the final 20 minutes, we will wait and see. Floody with the bright pink, almost reflective wheel rims there as well. Hadn't noticed that one before in P9. Let's just continue. See, so now Junkai and Zen have been separated by 5 seconds at this stage. There was a small moment there for Zen having a penalty to pay earlier on, but I don't think that explains all of the 5-second gap. The drivers now into the red with fuel, into their final 10% of fuel remaining on the car, so it looks like they may have to come on in. It's obviously a very, very fuel demanding circuit. All those long flat out straightaways hurting every moment that they try and use the fuel for. But of course, Komakopa is shorter on fuel than anybody else. He will use a little bit more, but he will have the opportunity now to put in those laps, or at least his outlap here with the brand new tyres, brand new medium tyres as well, albeit with a full tank of fuel versus the empty tanks. So it will be a surprise to me if he manages to extend his lead here. He's got a gap of 48 seconds to Junkai, who we're expecting to see in momentarily. In fact, right now, there he is into the pit lane. I love watching the cars come into the pit lane here in Le Mans, because they often hit the barriers. In they come, one after the other. Junkai, Zen, Chaotica, TX and Izzy entering the pit lane. Izzy clambering over the curbs. This is Glovas in the Chevy. Nice and careful from Glovas. K. Morris will be out of fuel as well before the end of the next lap. So into the pits he comes, I'm sure. There he is. Indeed. Komakopa will fly by now, and we'll see exactly where Komakopa ends up. Pitting 1 lap earlier than all the drivers have done so far today. Last time, of course, it got him up to 2nd place. He's put huge Webocom stickers, one on the roof, one on the rear window. has Komakopa. I don't know if we can see that out the back. No, it doesn't come through very nicely on there. But let's have a look while we go past these this well-lit section. This is the official livery with a few tweaks for Webocom's stickers there. Nobody wears more Webocom stickers than Komakopa, and he flies by Junkai, and he didn't. Not only did he not undercut, he actually lost time to Junkai in the pit lane there, but he's managed to survive this one. Now, I do know that he's also put Webocom's stickers on his race suit near the ends of his gloves, but you can't see it from this camera. And you won't be able to see it from this camera, certainly in the dark either. So we need an internal light on the car in order to see all of that. Komakopa on those bedded in medium tyres ahead of Junkai, then, who is on brand new medium tyres. Komakopa with a little bit less fuel on board. Hopefully he'll be okay. Maybe he'll need to ask Junkai for a little bit of assistance down the straights, try and get him home while he turns the engine down. Or he allows Junkai by for a bit there to wait and see if that will help. Zen has remained 4.5 seconds behind the leader, but has caught Junkai a little bit in the pits. I think still brim the tank with fuel for the remaining 17 minutes of the race, plus the end of the lap that the checkered flag flies for. Chaotica in P4, TX in P5. We've got Izzy coming through in 6th, Glovas in 7th, through the first chicane right now. Globas, must give him his moment in the spotlight there for the design today. I know he does a lot of work on the design work for the liveries. His team running 7th and 8th, leading the championship there. Camera work is so much better compared to ACC, says Ghost Stroke. Absolutely. I mean, it's a slightly newer game, but yes, it's definitely built more for a sense of broadcasting than ACC, which is horrific for broadcasting, I've got to tell you. But we love the challenge. Here is the run then for John Kai. I think he is helping Komakopa along, save a little bit of fuel, or at least get a little bit deeper into the race, a little bit of extra speed. Komakopa might decide to take it easy here because of his because of his fuel usage. He's down to just under 3/4, maybe 74% of fuel on Komakopa's car as they keep on going. The one thing I would say that GT7 doesn't have is a selectable helicopter cam. That is glorious in ACC. Absolutely love that for the starts and for the atmospheric shots as well. And we don't get it here. Beautiful sparks fly off the back of Komakopa's diffuser as he hits the compression on the approach to the Indianapolis turn. Down to our Nage, lowest corner on the circuit. Beautiful. Got the brake discs glowing there, and that up-close view of the curbs that are imperfectly rendered, and I love that. I love the fact that there's a sense of randomness to that as they continue then on. You can still see evidence of the setting sun out due west, northwest as they are pointing at this stage. But it's Komakopa leading John Kai with 14 minutes left to go. Komakopa, the local boy, grew up right by the Le Mans region, or track in the month of June anyway, and his uncle drives the track safety car. We've got Chaotica in P4 and TX in 5th, not a million miles away from Chaotica here. Our session host of the day is TX. Izzy's in 6th place and Globas in 7th as we head through the Porsche curves underneath the Michelin banner into the Estel karting now, past the go-kart track and in towards the Bugatti circuit section here of the racetrack, which takes in the final Virage du Raccordement, the final part of that, and then has a track that bends and shapes all the way around the pit paddock area. This is the Crayola team livery then. He's got Chevrolet written there in paint on the side of the car. I don't know if he's added a new version of the Webo sticker here in this style or not. I'm gonna have to look really closely here. I've got a horrible feeling that he hasn't got a graffiti style Webo sticker on the car, but this really is a beautiful livery once again. You're not going to miss this car, are you, on the racetrack? He's done a custom graffiti Deviant logo. I think we could maybe update the Deviant logo with that one for the race stream. Actually, send me that, Globas, and I'll change the racing logo. Love it. Great design work once again. And he puts on the back, if it ain't fun, why bother? Yeah, you know it's always a Globas livery there. His teammate K Morris is racing this and staying with us as well. K Morris generally racing out of Jamaica. Suffers with internet connectivity quite frequently, but it's good that he's managed to maintain a connection so far today. Let's have a look at the Pride livery here from Floody. If I can get some light on the on the track here, and you'll see why with some of the text on the car, why I'm wondering whether this is not the most, I don't know. Anyway, Progress Pride flag incorporates the trans and black stripes in a chevron pattern, as well as the horizontal rainbow, to incorporate all of the reasons to celebrate Pride. Preston and Aussie are getting very close and personal there on the racetrack as they come on through. There's the little bit of maple syrup dripping down the roof line of the Maple Stars team, and that's Aussie down the inside. It's that looks like, yeah, good move from Aussie around the outside of the first chicane as we have a look back at Preston's car. Let's have a look at this X-Wing livery. Doesn't it look good? We'll have to continue look at that on the run through the next portion past the start-finish straight. I think we'll see if we get some floodlights on the way into the second chicane. I think we do here, and you can see the slipstream in effect. Here we have celebrating episode 4 of the Star Wars feature film franchise. Nope, gonna have to come back to that one. Not good at all. Have I missed any announcement of the safety car yet? I don't think I have. We've got 10 minutes remaining in the race. Komakopa leads by half a second only from Junkai and Zen. So still flat out on the loud pedal. Komakopa down with 50% of his fuel remaining. Now, either he is an absolute wizard when it comes to saving fuel, or he hasn't got enough on board, because no one else has got so little fuel on in this final sector of the race. We'll see if he can make it work. Junkai still has the fastest lap, which was set on lap 3 of 4:03.320 as we run on and on the to finish out the 12th racing lap here. As I mentioned, we're still here at Le Mans for the follow-on race, which is the GTD race for the GT4 races here at Deviant, and then straight after that we'll be going over to the SVR channel for the Nordschleife 8th round of the G1 GT3 Championship in the SVR VR exclusive championship. Komakopa made an appearance last year in that championship. Izzy has yet to, I believe. But Preston, we might be able to press gang into being part of that in season 4. We'll see if we can make that work. But Komakopa leading by 1/4 of a second only from Junkai. Brilliant race it's been, especially from Junkai so far, who's been there or thereabouts. He started from pole, slipped back to, I think, 4th or 5th at the end of lap 1. But has always been fighting for this lead of the race ever since he got back to contention, which was only took him to about lap 3. Zen has another half-second penalty. Zen has been struggling with track limits, and I certainly sympathise, because it's not an easy circuit, especially in the dark conditions, as we try to get that slipstream. There's a bump draft. That is a bang draft. If it's hardly a bump, was it? That was a real kick up the rear into Komakopa's Lexus, just rearranging the diffuser slightly there at probably the cost of his own splitter was Junkai. But they want to get away from Zen as much as possible, and I wonder whether Komakopa needs to ride in the slipstream of Junkai a little bit here, or just like we saw at Road Atlanta last year with Jim and the amazing teamwork, pushing teammate home on the final lap. And we got the blinkers on there for Junkai, the hazard lights even. So I think he maybe doesn't realise that he's got those on. We'll see what his... yeah, well, in the dashboard you can see just bottom corners of his dash display. You can see the hazards, so he should be able to see them. He won't hear them ticking, of course. You don't get that situation. Let's go back on board though, because it really does... show this race circuit so well with the clear night sky above the drivers. It's been random weather today, but it is July here, June even. Safety car, says Saito. Safety car is going to be coming out. So that's good news for our race. It's good news for our livery review as well. And there is our Saito with his blue lights on the car. So we should be able to take in the view. So good news for Koma and his fuel as well. So yeah, that is going to help him. He kind of gambled on there being some high gear, slower running. Race will end under safety car, says Kuros Kai. So is that just going to mean that I have to commentate over probably 5 or 6 minutes of no overtaking whatsoever? I think it might. Anyway, we will see. Komakopa then coming through. It's 6 minutes to go, but the safety car is sitting right there on the exit of the pit lane, waiting right now. And you can see Deviant Racing Team livery on board. As he consults his notes, envisages his run to the flag. It'd be cool though if Kuroskai could just go a little bit faster than the 70 miles an hour around Le Mans, but maybe he's not allowed, or he's got his speed restrictor on. Komakopa can stay in the high gear, turn the engine down now. There is little point racing. He needs to cross the line, and then he can just drop the throttle completely, I think, might be the approach here. Komakopa, Junkai, Chaotica got by Zen, thanks, I think, to Zen taking a penalty. Zen is now fighting with TX. That is big for our race here at this point, and I'll try and get a good look at the Star Wars Episode 4 X-Wing fighter livery, now that we're going to have some slow running to the flag. There it is, on board with the Pod Racers Izzy VR driver livery in the Jaguar. There's a little BB-8 there, which is not strictly canon, but I do appreciate the BB on board sticker on the back. Very cool. And the Star Wars style Webocom sticker as well. Very nice indeed. But a really nice design once again from the Pod Racers. Really liking their theme this season. Yes, absolutely agree there, Jim. And Cam saying boo to the race ending under the safety car. Well, here they are under the safety car now. So that is going to save Komakopa's fuel. We've got 4.5 minutes left to go. Safety car is driving at 76 miles an hour. So Komakopa, this is his view of the safety car. Nissan GTR safety car, of course. And he's got his hazards on now, Komakopa, which is the instruction there. Blue flags are flying, but that is just a vagary of the fact that we've got this safety car set up here at Deviant. Not every league I run will use a safety car, utilize that. Interesting and good to have something unique in Deviant, but also they're experimenting this season with different options when it comes to that safety car. So that's also really pretty cool thing to do. I know that there are some hard and fast people who are super committed to there being a safety car. Saito did let me know via Discord, but I'm afraid I wasn't studying Discord at the time, but I appreciate that to Saito. So yes, coming up, this is the fourth of six rounds. Next round, we go to Monza on 12th of July with heavy damage on the cars. At Monza, of all places, what could possibly go wrong? Standard safety car, I believe, that will be. Then we will go for the final round at the Fuji Racetrack short circuit, which takes in none of the Dunlop chicane, I believe, and that will be another unannounced safety car on the 26th of July. So those are our race dates coming up and the situation that we've got. Nice evening race around Le Mans here for 4 hours in sim, 1 hour physical race. Floodie's got the windshield wipers on. What's that about, Floodie? It's been dry. That would be making an absolute racket, and they'd be tearing themselves to pieces and affecting the aerodynamics on the straightaway here. So not the smartest move to stick the windshield wipers on. Aussie in 10th, although some drivers drive on the hood cam, and they obviously can't see that, and the rain doesn't affect their view of everything. Everybody is now catching our safety car. This is Saito leading the drivers with 2 minutes to go. Komakopa leads ahead of Junkai, Chaotica and Zen. The only thing that could affect the drivers now is, of course, a mechanical breakdown. And that will be most in the mind, I would imagine, for K. Morris, who is touring. Whether we would make a... oh, yes, Goose has told me before. Wipers on to keep the dirty air moving. I know you've given me that line before, and I do like it, Goose, so thank you for that. There's Junkai in P2. And thank you for joining as well, Goose. I know you're from a different league, so much appreciated. Binkit's doing something in the live chat. I'm not quite sure. What's Binkit saying in the live chat there? I can't replay it, sadly. Okay. Roy Mustang giving congrats to Komakopa. I probably should just cut the stream off, shouldn't I now? But we won't do that. In case we do get any late race disconnections or mechanicals, you can't really make out much of the driver's view. It's actually a little bit nicer to ride on board with them to see the colours and the liveries and what they can see here. As Glovas trying not to hit the car in front. Somewhat of a poor race from the Chevy today for Team Crayola. They'll be coming in P7 and P8, provisionally, of course, prior to any incident reports. I don't know that we'll get many of those. Might get a few penalty removal requests, but there's not much that can be done about that. And there you can see some up-close view of the graffiti Crayola livery today. They might retire it due to it not bringing them a great deal of luck. It's the easiest run into Indianapolis the drivers have had all day. This is Floody riding P5. That was just Binkit coming in and out again and advertising his Twitch channel. That was all that happened. I think he was trying to get ready for the GTD race, which is coming up momentarily after this stream. Hopefully they can get on with qualifying, because I might not get the stream up in time. I need a quick break in between races, freshen up. Behind the safety car driver then come our long train of racers. The clock has officially gone dead. I think we can probably declare the race run now, but we still have the Porsche curves, the karting S's, and the Maison Blanche, the final 2 chicanes left to run. Come on, speed it up, Saito, please. I know you're running 80 mile an hour now, and it's normally limited to 70 there, you can see. But come on now, let's get home. Bring it home now, please, Saito. That would be awesome. We can just go a little bit quicker than this. No one is going to complain, I don't think, as we run through. Maybe Zen would complain. I don't know. But Saito bringing them home here. It's like watching a murder TV series, isn't it? I know sometimes you guys call them procedurals, right? Where where the blue flashing lights indicate that there must have been a death and an emergency. But if you've got someone in the house who are migraine suffering, it can be quite triggering having all of this. We're about to come through that final chicane then to finish out our glorious Le Mans race. Saito will take them across the line, but the winner will be the local boy, Komakopa, finishing with over 1/4 of a tank of fuel in the end. Komakopa wins at Le Mans to the great pride of his uncle. Junkai in second, Chaotic at Zen in fourth. We got TX in fifth, Izzy in sixth, Glovas in seventh, K Morris in eighth, Floody home in ninth place, Aussie in 10th, and we'll just confirm the race order. But a great win from Komakopa. I haven't seen a win from Komakopa in some time. I think he'll be very, very happy with that overall. Congrats to K Morris for finishing the race today. Shouldn't laugh. Aussie in 10th and Preston in 11th. Our provisional results then. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for the gifts today on the channel, on the live experience. You can always give a tip via the YouTube thanks button post race if you so wish. Big thank you to the Old School Game Vault for today's sponsorship as well, and welcome to the channel to them. Do go ahead and visit our sponsor for us. The link is in the pinned comment today. Go Straight says, please add me so I can watch to what? The next race should be previewed when I hit the end button today. So thanks everybody. We'll be on live again with GTD ASAP. But from me, Webbo, from us here at Deviant GTD Pros, thank you for watching, and we will catch you on the next race day.